So if I was starting my business completely from scratch and I wanted to sell digital products as a business, this is exactly what I would do. So I am treating this video as if you tapped me on the shoulder and you wanted to know exactly how I've been able to build a six-figure digital product business with the emphasis on business. Business first, digital product second. The reason I want to emphasize that is because the two are not the same. You can come online and have a mind for business and build something completely different that's actually very profitable compared to someone that has a mind for digital products, where oftentimes they can get caught up in their creativity, creating these digital products and forgetting that they're actually doing this to run a business or to start a business. And so we are going to very much so attack this from the same lens that I attack this to build a six-figure business for myself. Not only have I earned over $500,000 selling digital products in this way, again, as a business system, but I've also helped a lot of people make their first dollars online and even go on to build very successful businesses online. And so that is what I'm going to help you dive into in this video. Make sure you grab your notebook and grab your pen, because if you do want to start selling digital products as a business, again, emphasis on business, right? I am going to help you focus and learn exactly what you need to know about getting a really fast and successful start. And this will also set you up for sustainability and for continuous profits. All right, step number one, learn to run a system. Learn to build a system. Learn to treat this like a business and not thinking that you have to know everything about business or everything about making money online or everything about digital marketing. This is where I've seen so many people go wrong, or either they get so consumed with the creation process, right, of digital products that they forget that this is all about business. And so instead, I want you to come into this thinking of it like a franchise, right? Where you're actually learning how to be successful running a specific system. It's one reason why literally I love the franchise model so much, is because when someone, again, is more focused on running a successful business and not trying to turn their idea into yet another offer or yet another product, they can dial into learning how to run the system. Like you think about a McDonald's franchise. When you invest into it, right? You go to Hamburger University where you learn how to run the McDonald's franchise. They're not teaching you everything about business. They're teaching you how to get that franchise system set up and how to have success running that system. That's where I know for a fact that so many people go wrong when they get started online, is that they think they have to know everything instead of just like dialing into a system, learning that system, and allowing yourself to get a fast start by working that system. And in this instance, it's so important to know that your system is actually way more important than like the individual digital product or digital products, right, that you might have had your eyes set on when it came to making money online. Again, so many people get caught up in like what kind of digital product they're going to create, what they're going to teach in that digital product, where they look up and months have passed by and they haven't even really conceptualized their idea. And once the idea is conceptualized, right now, guess what? They still have to learn the business of actually selling that digital product. When you think about this as a business first, I'm just telling you from experience, it's almost like, and this is not to be like negative or to not say it doesn't matter, but it's like the mind of business can take you a lot further than the mind of creating something. My husband used to always tell me this whenever he would hear me like helping people with their business. It's like when someone's really, really creative and they're really, really passionate about what they want to bring to the market, oftentimes they get so lost in, right, turning their creativity and their passion into this thing. And then once they've done it, again, they don't have a mind for business. They don't know how to, again, conceptualize making money from it. They really struggle. Where someone that has a mind for business, again, they have like the revenue instincts, the profit instincts, where it's like they know they want to make money. It's almost like they can turn anything into profits because they have the mind of business. And so that's why I love systems so much, is because systems teach you like how to actually run the system first, how to have a mind for business first. You have a mind for that, right? You literally can sell any digital products that you want through that system. Step number two, if I wanted to sell digital products as a business, how would I start again? With number two, I would focus on really knowing my job description. Like, what were the things that I needed to focus on every single day in order to generate sales? And let me just give you a big hint. All roads would lead to traffic, 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 traffic. How can I create more awareness and drive more people right to my system The more people that become aware of me and the more people that I drive to my system, I know for a fact the more sales that I will make. Again, this is having a mind for business, right? Offline, it's all about advertising, marketing, word of mouth, awareness, making sure that when you open your business, that more people actually know about it, right? So that they can actually come into your business. That is like the holy grail of daily method of operation 101. And so I wouldn't focus on all the things I didn't know. I wouldn't focus on all the shiny objects. I wouldn't focus on, my funnel, my website. I wouldn't focus on anything that did not have a direct impact on making more sales in my business. Again, when I go back and I think about my early days of starting my business before I knew anything about digital marketing, processes, systems, I had one thing that I was selling. And again, it was a system. I didn't have to create it. It was given to me. I got to learn from it. I got to turn right back around and sell it as my own income stream. I made my first sale on day number 3. By day number 30, I had made 28 sales because every single day while I was working full-time as a nurse, right, I focused on one thing every single day, and that was creating awareness and driving traffic to that offer. All right, number 3. I think this one is so important because this played such a big role in me being able to make so many sales when I was brand new, is that knowing that you are the niche. You don't need to take a deep dive into avatar work, niche work, or anything like that. You don't have to figure out who your target audience is. When you are first getting started, right, your niche, your target audience, your avatar literally is you. Think about you prior to getting the solution that you have in your hands. So again, assuming that you're in the make money online niche or you have an interest in wanting to learn how to make money online through business, through systems, and through digital products, once you get your hand on a system that begins to teach you how you can make money, all right, through the same digital offer that you purchased for yourself, that you now have the opportunity to resell to other people, your ideal person is just someone that hasn't gotten their hands on that product yet because they likely don't know that it exists. So your job, again, through your daily method of operation of driving traffic, is to just simply talk to people that are a few steps behind you. When I first got started, this is exactly how I made all of my first sales, is when I went through that first digital product and I had the license to turn right back around and sell it to others, my very first thought was, oh my gosh, more people need this. And I kept thinking about the people that were just like me, people that were working full-time jobs but wanted to be entrepreneurs, people that had struggled in business the way I had struggled in business prior, right, knowing that there was a better solution. Like I just knew for a fact there were so many other people just like me that needed this information. And so that made it really, really easy for me to get out there and begin to talk to them without having to do any kind of market research, without having to do a deep dive into niching, without having to do any avatar work. Like I knew who these people were. I knew what they thought. I knew what they felt. I knew what they wanted. And it was easy for me to get out there, right, and let them know you need this product. And that's why I made so many sales so fast, is because it was coming from a trusted voice. It was coming from someone that wasn't a guru. I wasn't an expert. I was just someone that happened to find something that worked really well with me, resonated with me, and that I knew more people needed. And so people trusted me, right? And they purchased from me. You need to know that you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to be a guru. You don't need any vast experience. You don't need to figure it all out to get out there and to begin sharing a product, right, an opportunity or system with other people, right, that want to know what it is that you know or what it is that you discovered. Let's talk about digital products just for a second, right? Let's talk about knowing the function of a digital product, okay? When we understand that we're not creating digital products or aligning ourselves with a digital product because it's from a passion standpoint or a hobby standpoint, but we're treating it like a business, right? Oftentimes, people don't even know that they can actually align themselves with a digital product that can not only teach them, but that can also give them a ready-made opportunity to be able to sell that same digital product, right? Again, as a business. And that is why I say when you think about this as a business, like you set yourself up like so much further along than someone that's so caught up in the individual digital product. When you're thinking about this as a business, you're like, wait a second, that makes really good sense. If I want to learn how to start a business, let me invest into a digital product that's going to teach me how to start a business. And instead of having to come up with a business idea or a business product, right, or a business plan, I can just simply turn right back around and offer this exact digital product, right, this exact plan, this exact business to other people that are a lot like me that don't know this exists, right, and that this could be helpful to them as well. It just makes it easier to get started. But I think a lot of people have a disconnect around what digital products really are, what the functions are, what they want to get out of a digital product, and then again, how to connect all of those dots together to turn it into, right, a viable business that can really begin to make you money quickly. This is exactly how I made money so quickly when I was brand new, is that I knew I had something that more people could benefit from as well. And I was excited to get out there and share it with them. And I did not have to create it. All I had to do was share it with them. And so just know you can start making a lot of money without thinking that you have to figure everything out if you just follow these steps. All right, number 4. Now you want to simply pick your platform. This is where you're going to create the awareness. This is where you're going to start creating content and posting. Now I'm going to make it really, really easy for you. All right, these are the only things that you need to focus on when you are starting to create content and starting to connect with your future buyers. Sharing your thoughts, sharing what you're learning and or what you already know, and sharing how your product, how your business, how this offer can help other people that, again, are a lot like you. This is why I say the easiest path from starting your business to making your first sales and even all the way up to 6 figures, right, is simply sharing your journey. Not thinking that you have to be a guru, not thinking that you have to be an expert, not thinking you have to have it all figured out, not thinking that you have to have made money before you can recommend your digital product or your business to another person. Just understanding that you're simply a tour guide. Right? At best, you're a trusted advisor. You know a few more things, right, than the version of you that's still out there searching, which means that you can be a trusted advisor. You can be a tour guide, right? You can let people know that such an opportunity or such a digital product exists to help them on their journey. Think about it this way. What would you have loved to have known, right, when you were first getting started? That's the information, that's the advice, that's the content that you create, right, for the people that are just a few steps behind you. And think about how helpful and useful that will be to them. And understanding also that you have your own unique experiences. This is why we say, right, share your thoughts, right? Share your experiences. Share what it's like going through this process for yourself. What are you discovering? Where do you look to go with this opportunity or with this digital product? Again, be a real guide. Be a trusted advisor to people that are just a few steps behind you that would really, really appreciate your insight, your perspective, right? Your opinion, right, on what it is that you're doing. Believe it or not, that carries so much more weight than someone that just shows up as a know-it-all or as a guru, right? People love to relate to people that are literally just a few steps ahead of them, and that can be you. I want to emphasize the 4 steps that we just covered were the only 4 things that I focused on in order to make my first 28 sales in my first 30 days. So again, you don't need to figure it all out. If you can keep it incredibly simple by just focusing on what I broke down here, right, you can set yourself up to start making sales and experiencing wins, even if you're just getting started. But do you see how this is so much different than someone that says, let's go create a digital product? Think about all of the steps that are involved with creating a digital product, right? And like I said, weeks could go by, months could go by, and you're still in the creation phase and you haven't even thought about how you're actually going to turn that digital product into an income stream, let alone a business. This kind of mindset, right, gets you in motion, gets you taking action. It gets you learning what you need to learn to start being profitable, right? And it gets you taking the action steps that have the potential of getting you discovered and driving traffic to your offer every single day. And that's that's the big thing, right? And the difference maker between making money and not making money is awareness and traffic. All right, step number 5. So if I were starting from scratch and I wanted to sell digital products as a business, the emphasis on business for step number 5 is I would focus on building trust continuously through my content, right, through my posting, and also by building an email list. It's so important that you know the more that people see you, right, the more people will buy from you. Some will buy sooner and some will buy later. It is your job, right, to build the trust through continuous content creation on that chosen platform, right, and also by building an email list. Now, this particular strategy is what allowed me to experience my first 6-figure year. Now, before I had actually experienced my first 6-figure year, while I was still working full-time as a nurse, this step right here allowed me to earn upwards of $6,000 a month while working full-time as a nurse. Why? Because I had systems through content and systems by building an email list that allowed people, again, to constantly become aware of me and to constantly be driving traffic over to my offer. So even though I was working, I had content and I had systems, right, that were steadily introducing people to my digital product. Number 6, it's so important for you to know the math and to know the numbers based upon the goals that you want to achieve in your business. All right. So if you're looking to achieve $10,000 months, all right, with a digital product and a business system that allows you to earn $500 every single time you sell it to another person, that tells you that you need 20 customers in order to hit those numbers. The reason why I know it's so important to know the math is that a lot of times people get caught up on, again, these like $5 planners or these very, very low ticket digital products. And while there's nothing wrong with a low ticket digital product, what a lot of people don't understand is that the people that are selling low ticket digital products, they're doing it through systems. They're not making all of their 6 figures through a $27 product, right? They're making it off of offers that are on the back end, which means they're building complicated 15-part funnels. And there's a lot more involved than what I'm breaking down right here. The very first year that I hit 6 figures, I was selling one high ticket digital product offer. I was showing up on YouTube almost every single day, again, creating that continuous content, and I was adding people to my email list that were interested. Some people would purchase directly from my content, and other people would purchase directly from my email list. Going into the year that I decided that I was going to earn 6 figures, I knew that it was going to take 100 customers at a $1,000 price point. Right? That made it very, very easy for me. That year, I happened to acquire 108 customers. All right, so I'm telling you, without a lot of experience, without a lot of knowledge, just knowing the right things to do and where to focus and knowing something as simple as the math. Because again, a lot of people don't do the math. They just think, oh, it's low ticket, it'll be easy to sell, I'll be able to sell a lot of them. And they don't realize how hard volume work is or how complicated these 15-part funnels and systems are when you're just getting started. So again, I can't emphasize the beauty in having a system, a franchise approach to learning what it is that you want to learn, right? Getting a business set up with everything that you need, and then being able to turn right back around and offer that same high quality, high in demand digital product to other people that want to do the same things that you wanted to do. They want to learn how to get set up to start making money online. They're looking for a business or they want to start a business, and now you're giving them everything that they need. And instead of earning a couple of dollars per transaction or fighting on Etsy, right, the algorithm and how to make these $5 planner sales, instead you're positioning yourself, or again, to attract people that are actually in the market for a business. And like, oh, by the way, we're selling a high quality digital product through our business system. And oh, by the way, right, instead of $5, you get to earn $500 every single time someone says, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Or I didn't even know I was looking for this, right? But this sounds amazing. And that's exactly what happened to me when I was getting started. I didn't know what was available. Like, I didn't know what all of this was about. And I just so happened to stumble upon or luck upon, however you want to look at it. The very first thing that I purchased just happened to be a digital product just like this, where it taught me and it gave me the opportunity to turn right back around and begin selling it. And that is why I was able to make my first sale on day number 3, is I didn't have to figure out a lot of things. No complicated funnels, right? No trying to figure out a digital product or digital offer. I didn't know anything about those things. And oftentimes I think back and I'm like, my success would have been so delayed, right, if that digital product that I purchased was teaching me how to go out there and create my own digital product. Because I was a nurse. I was a mom. I would not have thought there was a lot of things that I could have taught about to sell. But because I had an interest in making money online, like a real big interest, right? And I knew for a fact that I had entrepreneurial calling, that digital product was everything to me because it gave me a ready-made business. I had a business mindset. I didn't have a creator mindset. I had a business mindset, right? And so that's why I could instantly see that digital product as something that I knew a lot of other people just like me needed to get their hands on. So again, that instinct for profits, the instinct for revenue, the instinct for like, this is a business move. Believe it or not, you want to put that first, right, over creation, because that's the mindset right there. That's the move right there. That's going to take you a lot further. And number 7, get good here. Trust the process and be willing to grow as you go. You're not going to know everything that you need to know right from the beginning. When I was first getting started, I talked about those first 28 sales. I was not building an email list at that point because I didn't know to build an email list. But around day 45, someone came along and explained to me, right, why I want to start building an email list. So guess what? I took a week and I learned how to create my own email list. And from there moving forward, I started building my email list. And then I started getting really good at actual email marketing. There were a lot of things I did not know about when I first got started, but those things did not prevent me from making those first sales. And those first sales were everything because that was my confidence builder. That was the thing that told me I could do this and that this would work out for me. If I was sitting back waiting to get everything perfect, trying to create the perfect digital product, trying to create the perfect business plan, thinking that I had to do all of this all by myself and figure it all out, I likely would have grown overwhelmed or confused, and it just would have taken me a lot longer. But getting those first wins and getting those first wins so fast was everything. And when it came time to learning new things, I was so open to learn them because I understood how they were going to just take my business even further. All right. So get fancy later, add complexities later, add on later, right? But just get really, really good at the things that I broke down here, because this will get you in the business mindset. It'll get you taking action in a way where you will position yourself to start making sales. Just focus on getting really good at playing the game first, and anything that you want to add on, things that you want to learn later, there will be plenty of time and opportunity to learn those things and to add those things on to your business. You don't need to know everything in order to start making really good money online. If you keep first things first, allow it just to be very, very simple, it's going to be easier for you to attack your business on a daily basis. I truly believe that the reason why things worked out the way they worked out for me when I was first getting started is I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't try to overcomplicate it. I just did the things that absolutely mattered the most to making sales. And it's the exact things that I broke down in this video. So just know that you don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to create any kind of products from scratch. Have a business mindset. Remember that you're running a business at all times. What you're selling is really, really important. But when you put more of an emphasis on what you're selling and you don't think about this as a business, that's when you end up falling into trouble. If you know that you're offering something of high value that's already helped you and that you know is going to provide a lot of value in the lives of other people, like that is enough, right, to treat that as a business and to take the steps we talked about in this video to introduce it and to make sure that people become aware of it every single day. And then add all the complexities that you want as you go. As you're growing, just be open to constantly learning and your business will constantly grow. I want to encourage you to start with something that's going to help you get your business set up fast. That's going to teach you what it is that you need to know as you broke down here, but that's also going to reinforce these things as you're going so that you don't lose sight over what really matters. If you would love to learn more about the system that I use to earn six figures, a model that's helped me to earn over $500,000, but that has also helped me to help a lot of other people make their first sales online and help a lot of people get their businesses set up in a single weekend and out there taking these steps. And you will also like to activate mentorship. If you've enjoyed my energy, you've enjoyed my vibe, and you would love my mentorship and my guidance to help you on this journey, I will drop my information down below in the description. If you would like to take a little bit deeper of a dive, watch this next video to see exactly how I was able to earn over $500,000 doing it my way.